Let's take a look at unit price. This is a common way to compare costs of items in supermarkets and online, etc. So a supermarket charges $2.49 for a case of 12 bottles of water. What is the unit price per bottle? So here we have the key. It tells us how to compute the rate. You take the price, divide by the bottle. So if we were to take the price and divide by the bottles, and we work that out with our calculator, we get 0.2075 per one bottle. Now, because this is money, we're talking about 20.75 pennies. That's a little strange. So most likely we would say that this is 0.21 per bottle. So this is now a rounded answer. So on our calculator, 2.49 divided by 12, that's the exact value. In fact, let me change that to an equal sign because that's true. But then we round it to give a nice number answer, 21 cents per bottle, but that's an approximation. I'll tell you something about approximations. They're great to give people an idea of what's going on, but they're not good to calculate with. Don't use an approximation to calculate because that approximated rounding error will get worse and worse and worse the more you use it. Okay. So the second question, how much money would 30 cases cost? We start with 30 cases. And we try to use our conversion factors to, let's see, we have the dollars per case. Oh, that is really nice. We can say one case and $2.49. Notice I'm not using the conversion factor that I just computed that has a rounding error in it. I don't want to do that. So this would be 30 times 2.49. 74.7, but we know that $7 dimes is not appropriate, so we would go with 74.70. Now right below we have an example of what would happen if we use the unit conversion with the rounded answer. And when we multiply, you can see that this is set up for all the units to cancel, to reduce to 1. We get $75.60, which is not the true value. So don't use rounded answers to compute further answers. Okay, your turn. Go ahead and see if you can compare and determine which one of these bottles of soap are cheaper. So the 31-ounce bottle is approximately 22 cents per ounce, and the 34-ounce bottle is approximately 26 cents per ounce. So the 31-ounce bottle is cheaper. Better deal. So you compute with your unit price to figure out which one's a better deal. If you look at your grocery stores, often on the price for the item, you will see the unit price. That allows you to compare to see which one's a better deal. Now, it might be a better deal because one's worse quality than the other. So there's a lot more to take into account than just price, but at least this way you can compute and compare the unit prices.